Welcome, everyone, to the Heaven on Earth Prayer Collective. My name is Kaia Ra, and I am the bestselling author of the Sophia Code and the ordained channel for an Ascended Master High Council called the Sophia Dragon Tribe. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here this evening. It's an honor and a great pleasure for me to spend this Sunday evening with you this beautiful month of May. Um, I just want to thank each and every one of you for your continued commitment to the Sophia Code Foundation, for being such an important member of the Heaven on Earth Prayer Collective, for all of the ways that you choose to mentor with the Ascended Masters in remembrance of the Master within you. Your higher self is manifesting your human body. It is the Master that already exists within you. And as you journey with the Sophia Code, over the course of months or even years, what happens is you begin to burn through anything and everything that would keep you from identifying and recognizing the master within you. Now, some days that feels incredibly beautiful and like a spiritual high, and there are other days where it can feel painful or disorienting or confusing or just challenging. And what I love about mentoring with the Ascended Masters, uh, specifically the Ascended Masters of the Sophia Dragon Tribe, and all of our beloved Key Code mentors that you meet in Section 2 of the Sophia Code, what I love about mentoring with Ascended Masters is that they get it. They understand the full spectrum of feelings that come with being human, the full spectrum of feelings that are a part of our journey to fulfill our destiny, step into our divine purpose, to become exceptional human beings, to love ourselves in ways that may feel very difficult or even painful to consider. And most importantly, to forgive ourselves, and to really allow ourselves to succeed and to be seen in our goodness, to be seen in our light, to acknowledge ourselves for who we really are, which is we are divine beings having a human experience, and the divinity within us is seeking to burn through everything about our humanity that is not in alignment with your divinity. You know, there's our the beauty of our humanity. The original codes for humanity were to be a chalice, a vessel for the expression of our divinity. And a big part of what we're doing as light workers, star seeds, indigos, crystal kids, whatever kind of spiritual title you might identify with your journey here on the earth at this time, it's like we're collectively examining the belief systems, the the lineages of the past, and the systems that are in place right here in the matrix that simply do not add up to the truth of your divinity. And that often means that when we are called to make changes in our life, it feels as though we're going against the grain, the very grain of our society, perhaps the structure of the family that you may have grown up in, or maybe the school or the religion. There's just so many rocks to turn over and see what's underneath in our unconscious and our subconscious, in our hearts and our emotions. And this is why mentoring with Ascended Masters is so powerful, because they went through the exact same process that you're going through right now in your human journey. They had beautiful days, they had really hard days, they even had some terrible days, and they had moments that were so beautiful it could make bring tears to your eyes, and they had just those doldrum days where it just felt like nothing was moving forward. The reason why we mentor the Ascended Masters of the Sophia Dragon Tribe is they really understand um, the long-term game of what it means to become a self-recognized master. Now, there are many stages along that journey of remembering the master within, where we think we've reached a certain point and there's just nothing left to learn, ho hum. And that's when you know that you're right around the corner from your next breakthrough of just how much more you get to learn about what it really means to embody the divinity within you. Now, if you've been conditioned throughout your life that your emotions may be dangerous, or that your feelings aren't allowed, or that your opinion might not be as important as someone else's, this growth process is really going to trigger some stuff for you when you are tuning into the light of your divinity, because the light of your divinity will not stand for people disrespecting you. It will not stand for ways that you may be disrespecting yourself or your own body. The light of your divinity seeks to cleanse and clear out everything that and everyone that's really not in alignment with your life. And it also seeks to magnetize you to those individuals, those communities, those experiences that are going to really lift you up and support you to shine in your life. And even better, to co create with other individuals, community members, partners, family members, fill in the blank, friends, um, admirers, supporters, however you want to, whatever you are calling into your life, new clients. It's like you've got to be willing to watch what doesn't work leave, be transmuted. Um, so we just went through a very, very powerful astrological cycle, with that full moon in Scorpio leading into this new moon cycle in Taurus. And so, right now we're right in that new moon um, cycle, and so what's coming up for a lot of us right now is really looking at what is working in your physical life. That full moon in Scorpio made you, it probably initiated some level a couple weeks ago of enormous change. I know it did for me. That's what our last prayer collective was about, was how to be grounded in self-love, self-compassion as you navigate great change. And here we are with this new moon, and the sign of Taurus is connected to your body. It's connected to the physicality of your home, your job, what you're wearing, what kind of food you're eating, how well do you really have a self-care practice, or is it a band-aid care practice, where you do self-care when you finally hit the wall? And these are the kind of things that we're being asked to look at this time. And who better than the ascended masters, and of course the archangels and our guardian angels, to help us get really honest about what's working in our life and what's not. So you may be identifying this week, um, ways that certain ways that you're ready to, certain choices or ways that you're ready to shift. You might not know how they're going to shift. You might not know how you're going to step into what's next, but there's some very grounded next steps that need to be followed through on. And so tonight, I would like us to go on this guided meditation journey with Green Tara, Quan Yin, and Mahavatar Babaji, which I'm really excited about. We're going to go on this beautiful visionary landscape journey with our beloved ascended masters. And why would we choose Quan Yin, Green Tara, and Mahavatar Babaji? Well, to begin with, last night I was putting some books on a bookshelf, and I opened up the book Autobiography of a Yogi by Yogananda. And of course, I opened to my favorite chapter in the book, chapter 33, which is about Mahavatar Babaji. And I was revisiting Yogananda's teachings on Mahavatar Babaji, and I was like, wow, this is really that moment that I really need to reconnect right now with Babaji and with this divine masculine presence. And it really felt as though, um, just to revisit the extremes that these beautiful yogis would go to for their devotion to God, and just to really spend time with those stories and those teachings from Yogananda. And as I did, I felt the presence of Babaji come closer to my heart and really reassure me that he'd like to be a part of tonight's prayer collective. And I asked him why, and he said, well, look, every light worker along their path of evolution, of maturing into becoming the master that they know is inside of them, they need encouragement along the way. They need to know, they need to have touchstones of progress. And so that's what Babaji will be bringing to us this evening. And like he understands, all the ascended masters understand that, you know, your journey of mastery doesn't happen in a weekend workshop. It doesn't even happen in a few months. It doesn't even happen in a single lifetime. Your journey of knowing who you are as a divine being, it goes on for lifetimes. And, you know, for some of us, especially in American culture, where our attention span is about 30 seconds or less, it's like that's a big statement. But if you want to get sober to the truth of reality is you are an eternal being and your evolution spans across countless lifetimes. And the more we become, this is Baba G coming through right now, with that with a reminder, he says, you know, the more cognizant, the more you recognize that you've been on this journey for quite some time, and you will continue to be on this beautiful journey of your personal development and your love for whatever you call God, your love for your own heart. The more you recognize this journey as an eternal journey, the more gentler you can be with where you're standing right now in this moment. And I need to hear that message from myself as well this evening. There are many, 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 many challenges that come from, you know, offering this platform and running multiple businesses to keep this ministry going every day. It's like there's a lot of earthly needs that have to happen day in and day out, just like all of us have our careers, our jobs, our families, our homes, our communities to take care of. It's important to remember that it's a long-term game. We're not just here for the moment. We're participating in a global activation that's been going on for not even centuries, for thousands of years, my friends. Thousands of years, you have chosen to be a part of an angelic core mission for this planet's ascension. And so when we're looking at our long arcs of evolution like that, it's not meant to dishearten anyone. It's actually meant to really reassure you of how important your contribution is, really assure you that the masters are watching over your path, even if you feel as though they're not. They really are there guiding you, supporting you day in and day out, because guess what? They haven't gone anywhere. Just because they're ascended, these masters that we work with in the Sophia Code, we choose to work with them because they stayed. They're here, they're involved, they got their sleeves rolled up and their hands in the clay of Earth's ascension. If you read about Mahavatar Babaji in the autobiography of a yogi, you'll discover that he made a vow to never leave his body until the ascension of this planet. He's been sticking around for millions of years. That's how cool that guy is. That's the kind of devotion that that guy has to us. Thank gosh. Thank God. I mean, wow, what a gift to have someone look, you know, watching and guiding and, you know, blessing and protecting our path forwards and backwards across space and time. And all of these ascended masters are doing that as well, including, drumroll please, your higher self. Your higher self exists as an ascended master in the future, but as we know, past, present, and future are all happening simultaneously. So you are on a journey day by day of becoming one in your remembrance of who you became in the future. Isn't that cool? So powerful. So the other two choices for this evening's guided meditation, Green Tara, who is, of course, connected to the Himalayas through Tibetan Buddhism. And that's where Babaji is anchored, is in the Himalayas as well. And so Green Tara, you know, she was one of Quan Yin's greatest mentors in meditation and prayer. And so we have this connection to that part of the world for this evening's guided meditation, this connection of mastery, this connection to these lineages of willing to give up what no longer serves so that you can become of service in a much greater way. Green Tara, Babaji, and Quan Yin all embody this impeccably. And they're here to bless and guide us this evening with their light and their love and their messages for our hearts. I've seen a little bit of what's going to happen this evening. But other than that, I haven't really asked much because I have to be honest, sometimes I like to be just as surprised as you are from what comes through in a channeling. So I'm looking forward to that. Before we begin, I'd like to turn to the Sophia Code, which is what every single prayer call is guided by. It's guided by the teachings of the book. And so on page 126, I'd like to begin at the top of the page. And if we could read these, just a few paragraphs out loud together, I feel as though it's really going to set the resonance for tonight's guided meditation. So this is Green Tara speaking at the top of page 126 in the Sophia Code. These are her words that are channeled for her chapter 8. Every key code is given their own chapter in section 2 of the Sophia Code if you are new to these calls. And so we're going to begin at that very first paragraph. And remember, when you read the Sophia Code out loud, the sound of your own voice is activating the divine genome within you. The sound of your own voice is harmonizing with the presence of your higher self. It's harmonizing with the sovereign divinity of your soul's light, because the Sophia Code is a sacred text consecrated to being a mirror for your sovereign divinity. That means every word is consecrated to being sovereign and divine and a mirror of that within you. So when you read these words out loud, they are quite literally transfiguring every level of your being. So let's do that together. So top of page 126, the Sophia Code, chapter 8, Green Tara speaks. Descending through my light body into northern India, I appeared to a small community of Shivite masters, whose purified hearts and inner eyes were open to receive my sacred heart blueprints for living Sophia Christ consciousness in form. I provided direct revelations on the interwoven principles of universal laws, quantum reality, magnetic prosperity, regenerative immortal health, spiritual alignment with the one universal source, and the bhakti of unconditional divine love. My Syrian teachings transmitted to these Shivite masters became the foundation for Vedic practices that arose in the Indus Valley civilization. So, what is that saying? Amongst many things, one of the things is it's saying is that Green Tara was one of the sacred flames of consciousness that lit up the Indus Valley civilization, which is where so much of the systems of yoga, Ayurveda, systems of extreme intelligence, different of Hindi, sacred texts on enlightenment, all of these lineages were really ignited by Green Tara landing from Sirius to Earth, her invitation by Sophia, the Divine Mother, to come to Earth and to bring her knowledge from the Sirius star nation here to this planet. It's a really big deal. And as a result of her landing here and choosing to be a master, watching over the development of this part of the world, these very, very beautiful traditions emerged. Moving on, we go to the next paragraph, and it says, eventually the heart of my teachings would be swept into the momentum of Buddhism and carried to the open-hearted indigenous people of Tibet and Nepal. There, I seated my consciousness upon the throne of the Himalayas, transmitting the way of Shambhala to a listening civilization. So what is she saying there? What she's saying is she was a big, and I mean a big part of the golden age that happened in this part of the world that's often referred to as Shambhala. Moving on. She says, I am most known on earth through this Tibetan Buddhist lineage that honors me as the mother of all Buddhas and the swift savioress of liberation and compassion. There are many practices in this lineage that originate from Mycerian civilization, including the tracking of incarnational cycles for recognizing exemplary spiritual leadership. So what is she saying here? She's saying, look, this ability to track souls through multiple incarnations, as they do for high lamas in Tibetan Buddhism, this was not native to the planet. This came from the Sirian star systems. It also came from other star systems as well. It's an ancient way of really tracking where your soul's been, and for different civilizations or communities to track leaders that continue to birth important movements in thought and evolution. Yeah. So, anyways, this is what's happening here is Green Tara is coming forward in this statement, and she's saying, look, I have so much to offer you as a guide. She's kind of the it girl. I mean, she's like math, science, quantum reality, beauty, prosperity, immortal health, spiritual alignment. I got you. Unconditional divine love. Let me show you the way. It's pretty amazing. And so she had such an incredible impact on Quan Yin when Quan in chapter, I believe it's chapter 11. Yeah, chapter 11, Quan Yin is, going through her own spiritual awakening from trauma, and from the pain of her past. And it was really meeting Green Tara in meditation as Kuan Yin would sit with Babaji by their waterfall that they would practice meditation in, where when she met Green Tara, Kuan Yin could finally feel the worth of the divine feminine. Now, when we had met Kuan Yin, she was in a patriarchal culture that was really anti-feminine. Women were subservient to men. And so for her to come face to face with this, goddess-like figure of Green Tara guiding her on the inner planes, it really recalibrated her ideas about what she could do as a woman and what she could do with the feminine power within her. And it was also, it was also Mahavatar Babaji coming in as that divine masculine embodiment, encouraging Kuan Yin to reach into Green Tara's teachings and to really embody them for herself. Like to have that divine masculine reflection saying, hey, Kuan Yin, embrace this feminine intuition, this feminine ability to speak about every level of your being with such articulation, to know, who you are through your psychic gifts and your ability to commune with the earth. It's like Babaji he's not negating it or minimizing it. He was uplifting it in their time together at the waterfall. So this makes like such a perfect trinity of support for this new moon in Taurus. And just in reference to what Kuan Yin would say about her mentor Tara on page 241 of the Sophia Code, Kuan Yin says in her own words, the man spoke to me of his home, a mountain range that bridged the heavens to earth. And she's talking about the Himalayas. That was also the earthly throne for a divine mother embodiment named Tara. He spoke to me of Tara's strength and sovereign power as a liberator, inspiring my heart to reach for the heroine within me. It goes on to share about her practice with Tara, and that Green Tara appeared to her actually in the white Tara emanation. Further down that page, and Tara asked Kuan Yin to dedicate herself to embodying the mantra of compassion, Om Mani Padme Hum. So there's this beautiful trinity here with Green Tara, Mahavatar Babaji, and Kuan Yin that I'd really like to invite us into to receive support and blessings and empowerments, whatever is going to come through. I'm really excited about it. And I'd just love for us to begin with focusing on our breath. So let's take 3 deep breaths together. And I invite you to, if possible, sit up. But if you need to lay down, that's okay too. But please try to be mindful of the rise and fall of your breath. Taking a deep breath in. Exhaling out. Breathing in. And releasing out. Breathing into any final stress or anything that might be coming up for you today, just breathing it right into your heart. Meeting the compassion of your heart. Let's exhale. Let's take 2 more deep breaths in. Noticing if there's any tension in your shoulders or your upper back. Maybe your lower back or your legs. Let's just breathe into your legs, your shoulders. And exhaling out any tension. Bringing your awareness to the center of your heart. Let's breathe into the center of your heart. And breathe out of the back of your heart. Let's take a moment to breathe into your diaphragm, which is, connected to your solar plexus. Breathing in. Releasing out. And let's be sure to connect to our root and our sacral chakra, breathing into your lower belly and your root chakra, breathing in. And washing with an exhale out. At this time, I welcome you to this beautiful virtual temple that's created by the presence of the Sophia Dragon Tribe, this beautiful, sovereign, ascended master high council that is here to meet with you eye to eye and heart to heart through unconditional love and respect for the master that already exists within you. I invite you to visualize a beautiful circle of light radiating out from the center of your heart and then moving out in a diameter, in a circumference around your body. Might be 3 feet out, 6 feet out. Feel through every cell of your skin, how far out is your circle of light? And when you feel the edges of that circle, I invite you to invite or invoke, whatever word works best for you, the presence of our key code mentors to surround you in that invincible sovereign light of their protection, their guidance, and their joy for you. As you know, we invoke White Buffalo Woman in the North. And she is arriving this evening with the White Buffalo Star Nation. In the Northeast, we welcome beloved winged Isis. Isis is lifting her wings high, and in front of her heart burns the violet flame, brilliant and bright on your behalf. In the East, that direction of enlightenment, that direction of the rising star of your soul, we welcome Hathor, shining as the sun, and the Hathor Star Nation. In the Southeast, we welcome beautiful, radiant green Tara, a divine feminine liberator, a Christed figure in her own right, given what she survived in the Sirius Star Nation, and an ascended master who blesses us with her presence and teaches us that we are a blessing to others. Green Tara is key code 3 of the Sophia Code. She of 1,000 stars. In the south, we welcome the presence of Mother Mary, key code 4 of the Sophia Code. She of 1,000 roses. And Mother Mary is arriving with her arms wide open to you, to your heart. For those of you who are new to this call, we connect with Mother Mary free of any religious dogma or doctrine. We connect with Mother Mary as she shares in the Sophia Code, eye to eye and heart to heart. She is a lovely and very powerful divine feminine spiritual mentor and guide. In the southwest, we welcome beloved Mary Magdalene, her diamond light radiating out from her heart as she arrives. And behind her, as a divine masculine counterpart, is Ascended Master, Jesus. Mary Magdalene is also accompanied by the entire Order of Magdalena, which includes Saint Joan of Arc. In the west, we welcome beautiful Quan Yin, and Quan Yin is arriving this evening with her Sophia Dragon guide, and of course, her divine masculine teaching counterpart, Mahavatar Babaji. In the northwest, we welcome the Holy Seraphim. This is the direction of the magical ones, the heavenly creatures that bless us in mysterious ways, guiding our path to awakening. And we welcome those fiery creatures of the Divine Mother who continually sing the praises of God, the Sophia dragons, to the northwest. Dragons throughout time have been associated with mastery and golden ages. And that is who these beloved seraphim that do not come from this world. They come directly from the heart, the source of the Divine Mother. That is who is here guiding us as the Holy Seraphim this evening. In the center of your circle, surrounded by your friends in some very high places, we now welcome the fullness of that ascended master that you are in the future, here fully in your present moment within your human body. We call forth that beloved presence of your Holy Spirit, your higher self, to fall fresh upon your awareness, to fill your crown chakra, to open your heart, to open your root chakra, to flow through your body as a waterfall of light from your crown to your root, these waves of light water energy flowing down your legs, connecting you to the center of the earth. For those of you who have activated your angel wings, with that activation series that we have on my website, open your wings wide and receive that angel wing bird bath for your wings. You may feel your wings unfurling and stretching out, being cleansed and blessed by your own soul's holy light. Reach those wings high up, wings up, angels. And I'm witnessing this beautiful column of light descending from every person's oversoul on this call. And this column of light is going right through your crown, right through your wings, right through your body, all the way to the center of the earth. And I'd like you to visualize that you remain fully anchored and grounded to the heart of the earth, the center of the earth, while part of your being is raised directly back into the source. You could take your whole body with you if you'd like, but it's this, what we call a seventh plane resonance, not a seventh dimension. There are countless dimensions. There are 7 planes of reality. And that highest plane is where source exists, the source that created all that is. And all the other planes are the worlds of form. So as we can reconnect to the source energy, I welcome your consciousness to travel through the 3rd plane, through the 4th plane, through the 5th plane, through the 6th plane, and meet us here in the 7th plane, where we are recreating the Temple of Sophia together collectively. And this is where our hearts are meeting in community, and you may feel or see yourself being greeted by thousands of angels and masters of light in this sacred space. You may feel like you can take an even deeper breath of fresh air, free of some of the earth's pollution, back up in heaven. Just like get some perspective on where you're standing in this moment. It's pretty wild down on Earth at this time. There's a lot of physical pollution, emotional pollution, and psychic pollution. And it's okay to take a bird bath up in heaven. Reconnect with the higher realms from which you have descended from to be here in this lifetime, to be a part of the shared collective co-creative mission that we're all on together, to awaken humanity to the truth of its sovereign divinity. And as we greet one another, be sure to say hello to your friends. You may see other prayer collective members that you have met in our Facebook forum. Just feel free to say hello and feel how we're all together in this moment. And I include anyone and everyone on the replay, where there is no, although our minds think in linear time, everything's happening in quantum reality. So for those listening to the replay, you are here with us right here and right now. We are all gathered together. What a beautiful reunion in this sweet month of May. Opening our body, hearts, and minds to even greater downloads of unconditional divine love in this moment. If you would like to feel that unconditional divine love that comes directly from the source and directly from your own soul, just say yes. And we welcome that unconditional divine love flowing back from heaven all the way through every cell of your body on earth. And in this moment, I invite you to feel how surrounded you are by support. When we invoke the presence of masters of light who are abiding in their sovereignty and abiding in their divinity without interruption, we are given an invitation for how to walk into that resonance and that vibration, and to stay there a little longer than we might have an opportunity to in our daily life. The more we visit this frequency of our sovereign divinity, the more we naturally embody it, the more we can embody grace and forgiveness of ourselves and compassion towards ourselves and for others, as well as the more we can embody both the divine feminine and divine masculine principles that allow for us to make really good decisions for ourselves in this lifetime. Decisions that will serve others, but also take care of yourself in that journey. And so at this time, I'm welcoming Green Tara forward to begin our guided meditation. And Green Tara is stepping towards you, and she's inviting you to sit upon this beautiful pink lotus throne that she has prepared for you. Tara is sitting on her own white lotus throne, and she's smiling at you. Her beautiful earrings are twinkling with starlight. Her eyes are flashing with the wisdom of the cosmos. Her beautiful green skin is just so soft, and she's so lithe. Like the way that she moves is almost like, even when she's still, it's almost like she's dancing. The Dakinis are called sky dancers, and of course she is the mother of all Dakinis. So to be in the presence of Green Tara is to be in the presence of truly an immaculate embodiment of divine feminine Christ principles. Green Tara's heart is opening, and this beautiful pink lotus flower is opening out from her heart. And there's all of this music that's being poured forth from her heart into your heart. And she's saying, this is the music of the golden ages. It's the music of the people. It's the music of souls that are working together for a collective ascension. These are the songs of Sophia. And this sacred music it's clearing out each of our hearts. And she's saying to write a new song for humanity's future. And she's also saying, music is a big part of what helps us get through changes. And so she's offering you inspiration for music that's really going to help you over the next few weeks of this time of really looking at what is ready to be implemented, what's ready to be taken action upon over the next few weeks of this new moon cycle in Taurus. Green Tara is saying every detail of your physical life is actually quite important, because as the physical details of your life are decided upon and executed, and those systems of support are created for you in a way that best serve you, whether it's how you're getting to work, how you're working, how your children are being cared for, how meals are being prepared, how your home is designed to either welcome you or um, create more love. It's like all of these ways of getting your hands in the clay of what your physical life feels like to you actually supports your spiritual practice, and it supports the consistency of your divine purpose. So Green Tara is saying, do not belittle your physical life or your physical world for the sake of spirituality, because it does matter how you care for your physical life, how you care for taking care of your own needs. It really is all accounted for at the end of your life. And she's saying, look at my son, the Buddha. And she's reminding us of the story when Buddha gave away all of his belongings and stopped eating and completely let go of all worldly possessions and anything connected to the world. And then he realized that that extreme wasn't the solution either in the spiritual awakening. It was the middle path where his physical needs were met, which allowed for his spiritual mission to blossom. And as we know, Green Tara's initiation in the Sophia Code is called "It is safe to create your heaven on earth." In this moment, I invite you to look upon Tara and to feel how much she is a friend and an ally for you, and to welcome any insight, whether it's through feeling or messages, that she is directly transmitting to you about 1 to 3 actions that you can take in this new moon, that's so deeply connected to the earth plane, that's going to really support you for the rest of this year. And I'm going to go into silence for a minute as you connect directly with Green Tara. And if you do have a journal and pen, you could jot down some of those notes that you received from Green Tara. And Green Tara is now rising up from her throne and walking over to yours. And she brings her index finger and her middle finger to your third eye. And as she does, she is transporting your mind and your awareness to this beautiful mountain range. And you are at the bottom of the mountain. And you begin to climb this mountain with Green Tara along this path that appears before you. It's a path that many saints have walked throughout time on this very holy mountain. And as she walks with you, notice that her laughter, her lightness of being, her love for you is guiding you up this mountain. Notice that in her presence, a steep mountain hike feels a little easier than it might for you. And that's how it is when we mentor with those who have gone ahead of us. Their grace is lifting us up beyond our understanding. And Green Tara is bringing you to this very interesting crystalline cave about halfway up the mountain. And I invite you to walk into that beautiful crystalline cave. There's beautiful amethyst and turquoise clear quartz formations along the wall. And there's a beautiful spring pond, a spring source pond that is at the center of this cave. And if you look to the back of the cave, there's Quan Yin sitting on a pink lotus throne herself. And before we enter this cave, let's honor what Green Tara offered Quan Yin in her story by saying the mantra, by saying Quan Yin's mantra 7 times together out loud. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 And I invite you to walk with Green Tara over to Quan Yin and sit in meditation with Quan Yin on your right side and Green Tara on your left side. Let's take 3 deep breaths together. Notice the differences as well as the similarities with Quan Yin on your right side and Green Tara on your left side. Quan Yin's presence is transmitting this very cooling, calming, very yin, it's like you're dropping into the very sacral and root chakra places, temples within your body, but in this very deep and quiet and balanced way. While with Green Tara on your left, there's like this radiant star energy that's coming out of every cell of her being. And so there's this interesting balance between the sun and the moon here, and you're in the center. And isn't it interesting that Kuan Yin's on the right and Green Tara's on the left? There's a rebalancing happening between your divine masculine, divine feminine energies within your body. Kuan Yin is bringing one of her lovely hands to the back of your head, to the back of your third eye. And as she does, she is removing any veils or obstructions to seeing, I guess, the pearls of the past more clearly. She's saying, as you honor where you've come from, as you forgive yourself for where you've come from, as you bless where you have come from, it opens the pathway before you, the inner pathway before you, to accept and to love and acknowledge and recognize where you stand now in this present moment. And she's laughing and she's saying, and it's honestly a lot farther than many of you give yourself credit for. And as she speaks into that third eye, front and back, this beautiful pathway of light is opening up from the front of your third eye. You may feel your third eye expanding, and this pathway of light streaming out from your third eye over the waters in front of you. That beautiful crystal blue water pond, like this little spring source pond that is in front of you. And there's this beautiful light body that's rising up out of the water from where the light of your third eye is connecting to the water. And there's this angelic form that rises up out of the water. And this form it's almost like a spinning up out of the water. It has the most beautiful angel wings. And this is a part of your future self that is returning to you now so that you have the information that you need about what you're preparing yourself for here and now. And this beautiful kind of silhouette of an angelic form is walking towards you across the water. And it is walking towards you and it wants to blend with your human body. And as it does, you may start to feel maybe different parts of your skin or your face, the form of your face shifting a little bit. You may feel your angel wings merging with this future reality angel wings. You may feel every cell of your body tingling because this is an act of your higher self coming back to you from the future, from that ascended master reality that already exists in the future. And this beautiful blue star begins to descend above your head from the top of the cave. And green Tara is directing this star, along with your higher self consciousness, to begin to descend through your crown chakra, through your pituitary gland, your pineal gland, through your throat chakra, through your heart chakra. There's this electric blue star that's activating your physical body to remember how worthy it is of really the best that life has to offer. And that all experiences can be consecrated to your spiritual awakening. It doesn't just have to be yours, what you perceive as spirituality. There's an expansion happening here in your body, heart, and mind, on all levels of your being. That everything you say, everything you do, everything you touch is a part of this spiritual awakening that you are on, including the journey of your mastery as a spiritual leader, as a spiritual being. Quan Yin is bringing some of the water in her beloved vase of compassion, and she's pouring it down the front of your face and over your heart and your second chakra. And you're going to feel some waves of energy just releasing into that pool. I invite you to just breathe into this quantum energetic healing from Quan Yin and green Tara, as Tara is activating you with her star and Quan Yin is activating you with this beautiful water healing transmission. And what I'm hearing from green Tara is it's time to shed this layer, time to release. Uh, there's like an intricate weaving of an old identity that green Tara and Quan Yin are helping each of us to let go and let it dissolve in this cave, in this water, these sacred waters. As you merge with this angelic form from the future that you are, you may feel this intricate unclicking, unlinking of an older identity slipping away into the pool as well. So as you receive this part of your higher self that's ready to be received by your human body, the part of your ego identity that no longer serves you is now leaving and being dissolved into this beautiful pond of peace. That old identity might be connected to not feeling good enough or worthy enough or supported enough. It may be related to codependency. which is going to allow you to embody even more of your sovereign divinity, the blessings of your divinity in human form. The blessings of your divinity in human form allow you to be at the right place at the right time, guide you to the very best opportunities for you to grow and expand and to prosper, opens new doors of creative potential, helps you to create new friendships, new partnerships, new chapters of life. This golden energy coming in from that angelic form, I invite you, your every cell of your body, to drink it as this nectar of life. And now Green Tara and Quan Yin are inviting you to stand up from where you've been sitting by their sacred waters and to continue on your journey up the mountain. And Quan Yin and Green Tara will be walking with you side by side. Your body may feel very different as you begin to leave the cave and continue your quest up to the top of the mountain. As you reach the top of the mountain, with Quan Yin and Green Tara by your side, Green Tara points to a sacred place, and this is the place where she landed, where her presence came to earth like a star from the sky to bless this world with the incredible wealth and knowledge of the Syrian ascension. All of the teachings, all of the guidance, all the medicine, all of the education that her presence brought here to this world. It begins to shine brighter and brighter, lighting up the mountain range. And it's as though the snowy peaks become golden mountains as far as you can see. And Green Tara is offering that every peak, every spiritual peak, is built of, the entire mountain beneath your feet. And so she's offering that every part of your life is what is bringing you to, the mountaintop every time. And every time you come to this mountaintop, there's always the return back to the bottom. There's no, from the perspective of the masters, there's no part of the mountain that is not needed for it to be the mountain. There's no part of the human experience that is unneeded for you to have your spiritual awakening. And so she's welcoming you to this mountain transmission, that we are to remember that we came here to be mountains. Mountains of faith, mountains that give life back to life, mountains that support all the life that comes to the mountains, mountains that keep the perspective, the long range perspective of our mission, while remaining truly rooted and grounded into the earth. Green Tara is smiling at you and she's blessing your eyes. She's bringing her hands to your eyes. And as she does, these like kind of old scales that are just kind of drop out of your eyes, like just these old eyelids just drop off. And you feel this golden light fill your eyes. And a cloud descends from on high to the very peak of the mountain that you stand on with Quan Yin and Green Tara. And it lands like a dragon surrounding you in a circle. And out of that beautiful cloud formation comes forward in a flash of blinding light, beautiful Mahavatar Babaji. And Babaji walks up to you on the mountaintop. And he says, "Thank you for visiting me today, my child. Thank you for choosing to embody your sovereign divinity, even when it doesn't make sense, even when so much change is required to step into the mastery of what you've chosen for this lifetime." And he brings his hand to your third eye, and it's as though your whole world splits open. And you feel the nothingness of reality, and you feel the everything of reality simultaneously. And you feel your absolute importance within all of that. And how you have been sent here to this earth, to this mountain, to this planet, this time. That your heart and your mind are blessed and are a blessing to others. And behind Babaji begins to appear before you all of the saints that have walked ahead of you, who consecrated their life to their spiritual awakening, who got through their day-to-day reality and learned how to be co-creators with life, to make life even more beautiful than when they arrived, choosing to follow their hearts, to follow their love for God, whatever they call God, whatever you call God. And they surround you with their grace as Babaji continues to activate your chakras from the top of your crown to the bottom of your feet, to the top of this mountain. You may feel your body and your skin turning different colors. Might be bright blue or red or green. You might witness your golden dragon light body becoming very activated on the top of this mountain with Babaji. You may hear the singing of angels. And you realize in this moment at the top of the mountain with Babaji that everything in your heart is a prayer. There isn't anything in your heart that isn't a prayer. Even when you feel upset or saddened or frustrated, it's all a prayer for more, for better, for kinder, for more generous, for more beautiful, for what you desire to give back to life and to give back to your own heart. Making peace that your heart is truly your most powerful compass in this life. And we reinstate that prayer and that mantra that you are always in the right place at the right time in this lifetime. Guided, mentored, and blessed by the Ascended Masters and the Archangels in all ways. And taking 3 deep breaths, the presence of Babaji before you. Just look into his eyes. It's okay if you feel intimidated. He's kind of the amazing everything. That's all right. He thinks you are too. I just feel how even looking into his eyes alone, without a word, transmits to you wisdom from all of the ages. And reaffirms with all certainty why you are persevering in your mission in this lifetime. And how much love all of creation has for you. Green Tara and Quan Yin now come to stand in a beautiful trinity around your body with Babaji. And they lift you up from this mountain and they begin to travel with your consciousness back to your physical form wherever you are seated in this world here on earth. And they're inviting you to call in all of this energy that you've received from the seventh plane, that you've been directed to receive from your higher self through this guided meditation, and to bring it back to your physical body. And may your physical body begin to drink in this energy like it's just gobbling down the best, tastiest drink you've ever had, or the best meal you've ever had, just the nectar of heaven flowing into every cell of your body, expanding out through your fingertips, filling you all the way to your toes, expanding your rib cage, filling up your angel wings, and strengthening your connection to the earth and even sending a blessing of this energy to the earth as well. And we give thanks for this really helpful, integrative healing experience with Green Tara and Quan Yin and Mahavatar Babaji. We acknowledge them for as these beautiful masters of light that have consecrated their entire existence to our awakening. We say thank you. We love you. And we bow in deepest namaste. The divinity in us bows to the divinity in you, knowing we are co-creating this moment in time together, this mission together. And bringing your hands to your heart, I invite you to repeat these mantras as we close tonight's call. It is safe to love myself. It is appropriate to take care of my needs. I give permission to receive everything that I need to receive for fulfilling my divine purpose in this lifetime. I choose to remain in alignment with Source, for I am the Source in human form. I welcome the guiding light of the Ascended Masters and all of my angelic guides and guardian angels to continue to prosper and bless me in all ways, as I also continue to make healthy choices for prospering myself in this lifetime. I understand that to choose prosperity consciousness is to be able to be of even greater service to those who are in need. I release the past in any way that I may have punished myself for taking care of myself and my earthly needs. And I will now welcome an open heart and a new perspective on all the choices, the healthy choices of self-care, self-love, and self-compassion that I will practice in the coming days and weeks and months. I love myself. I love myself. I love myself, and I give thanks for the mastery of this moment. Amen. And you can always go back and re-listen to those words and practice them for yourself. I want to thank you so much for joining me for this guided meditation. And please be sure to ground before going out, driving a vehicle. Thank you for the opportunity to pray with you, to be with you in this peaceful space, to reconnect with our mentors together. Thank you for your support of the Sophia Code. It's truly an honor to be any part of your journey. If you'd like to be a part of the post prayer collective conversation, you can join our Facebook forum, and we look forward to connecting with you there. Our team angels are there and our community members are there. So feel free to email us at kaiara.com, KAIARA.com, if you haven't joined our community forum yet. All my love to you. I'll see you next month. Namaste.